Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Martha, and this channel is about preparing for retirement. The subject of today's video is decluttering your house, or in my case, how to clean out your house if you're getting ready to sell and move overseas, which is our story. So it has been overwhelming. And we're kind of in the thick of it right now. We have a few months before we have to put the house on the market. And then we're hoping it's going to sell quickly. maybe a pipe dream, but we're hoping that it's going to sell quickly. We live just a few steps from the ocean, so we're hoping that someone will fall in love with the house as we did. But as I look around and I'm thinking, well, I can't take any of this with me. It all has to go. I've learned from other YouTubers that have done this before and have, said, hey, don't get a storage unit. Don't try to keep things. Just let them go. If you need them again, you can buy them again. But just let things go. And so we've really been trying to take that to heart. We've been selling a little bit here and there, but, we simultaneously have renovations going on in our house with the last few rooms, and so it's kind of, it feels a little chaotic to me, I guess is the way that I want to say it. I'm not really wired for chaotic, so I'm trying to kind of keep my peace and walk through it and not let the stress get to me. But when you're going through things, I think there's that first layer that is kind of easy to peel away. Last year I just ripped everything out of my closet and kept very little, and that got donated, and that didn't hurt too much. And then, I started picking off various appliances that I knew I wasn't going to use, little household appliances, because I cook a lot, and I have a lot of appliances, and, sold those off, and, went through my canning supplies and sold that off. And so it was going along pretty well. Wasn't really feeling too much pain, and now I've gotten to the part where it's like, okay, all right, now we need to sell the pottery wheel. We need to sell, all your baking pots and pans and things, and we look through things, and it's a lifetime of memories that you're going through. So, it can get emotional. We're trying to decide, do we keep the picture back there? Do we keep that one right there that we got on our honeymoon? Do we keep, we have a sun over here on the wall. It's a beautiful piece of art, metalwork that we got on another big vacation. So it has very good memories for us. One of our first couple vacations after we became parents, I believe, we got that, and we got a metalwork stork, which is huge. It's about 4 feet tall, over there in the corner. Do we try somehow to get those to Australia? And I mean, the obvious answer is no. We have to let those things go. And we've had a lot of hard conversations about it. And I think the point that we've arrived at is there are a few things that my daughters want. For the most part, they don't want very many things. That's the reality of our life, right? As a parent, these things, they really mean a lot to us. And then our kids grow up and they move out and they get their own place and they start, collecting their own memories. And so, they may want a few of your things that they have particular memories associated with, but for the most part, they're busy building their own house and their own memories, and they don't really want yours. And so, we're looking at pictures, and, we're going to try to take our wedding picture, and we're going to try, we're traveling maybe a little differently than some others in that we will have a launch pad with my daughter in Australia. We'll have a place in her house, and possibly in the future buy like an in-law apartment type setup home. So we will have a place that we can have a couple of things, but we can't, or we don't want to, get a shipping container and just ship a bunch of stuff over to Australia. For one thing, we're not sure if we're going to be becoming permanent residents in Australia or not. There's an awfully long line for citizenship unless you want to pay a lot to change the wait time from 30 years to 5 years. And that's with family that are Australian citizens. That's for family. So their citizenship line is really takes a long time. So we don't know if we want to become permanent residents or if we're just going to travel and, stay with them periodically and visit. But regardless, we want to let things go. You come to a point in your life, I think it's so easy, when you've been here for several decades. I think you come to a point in your life where maybe to a certain extent your things own you, and you're consumed with maintaining them and fixing them and replacing them, and or they get stuck in a box and you don't even remember you had it until you open that box. And the more that we're selling, the freer I feel. The more excited I get, the closer this thing all seems to happening. I've talked with my husband several times about this, and he's starting to sell things as well as he goes through things. And he said to me, I feel it's like a weight is coming off of me. As I let go of these things, it's like a weight is coming off. So, the process of doing it is stressful to me. The process of doing it, because once these things that have memories associated are gone, they're gone. You've given it away or you've sold it or whatever, you're not going to get it back. For those practical items that you're selling, like, I can't bring an air fryer to Australia. In the first place, it's different voltage, not voltage, but I always get that messed up. Anyway, you need to buy an Australian one. Plugs are different. Once you realize you can't bring it with you, if you really, really want one, like I said, I can get an air fryer in Australia. Or, I like my special pillow. Well, guess what? They have pillows in Australia. I really like this comforter. It's my favorite comforter. Well, they have comforters in literally every country in the world. And, it's just the things that we tell ourselves to hang on to stuff. As we went through our budget time and time again, because I kind of overplan, my husband and I were like, what else are we going to be spending money on? I mean, we'll spend money on accommodations. We'll spend money on food, whether it's groceries or going out, health insurance, cell phone, travel, maybe some tickets to get into some place, or, go have coffee or whatever. It's like, what do you spend money on? When you don't own things, you're not spending money on those things, and you're not buying more things. So when Christmas comes, you're not buying a new round of Christmas decorations. You're not buying, special foods, and maybe you're buying special foods. It depends on what country you're in and what you're doing, but you're not doing all of that. Instead, you're spending your money on experiences. But even then, I mean, think about it. You're not paying for car insurance. You're not paying for homeowners insurance or property tax, or if you don't own a home, you're not paying for renter's insurance. there's just so many of our things that have associated cost. And we won't have to pay for those things anymore. So, as I continue to come up with budgets, for the places that we are planning on traveling to, at least initially, I don't know. I don't think we're going to spend anywhere near what we spend here in the US, not anywhere near it, even if we didn't own a house. So, things. We have so many things. So our plan is, of course, we go through the first round, get rid of the things that it's easy to list on Facebook Marketplace, ask friends and family if they want anything. I've got a set of bone china that I got at our wedding. Used to be a big thing in my generation and in the 80s and probably the 70s too, that when you got married, you registered for a set of bone china, and your family, would give you each one set until you ended up with hopefully 8 sets, or, we ended up with 4, I think, and then we bought the other 4 with money that we got for our wedding. It was a big thing back then that you needed to have china. Not only do we barely use that china, but neither of my girls really want the china. So now I'm trying to sell china. It's like I can't ship it anywhere. Nobody in the family wants it. So, I'll probably end up donating it, and maybe someone will see it in the store and they'll want it. But, so we're going to go through our things, or we are going through our things. I've been listing things on Facebook Marketplace. And then we'll just start donating. We'll start taking all our books to a used bookstore. We've got a bunch of vinyl records, if you can believe that. That's going to go to the record store. And we'll just see what happens. Once we're done donating, and we can't take anything anymore. If the people that buy the house don't want any of the decorations, we're kind of hoping they might want the sun, because it's really, really heavy. If they don't want any of the furniture, then we've found a good organization that's local. It's a benefit to veterans, and veterans actually volunteer there, and they have a big truck, and they'll come in, get your household goods, and then they can use those items, they can sell those items, and be able to, the proceeds will benefit veterans, which is a cause that is near and dear to my heart. So I'm looking forward to the time that we are not held down with all of these things, and we can travel with a backpack and a small rollerboard each, and we'll just experience life. We're just going to experience life. We're going to go different places. We're going to meet different people. We're going to eat different foods. We don't need things. And if there is anything that we do need, we can buy it. We can buy it there. And maybe if we go to a country that turns out it's getting cold and we didn't bring the right clothes, we can buy the right clothes. And then we can leave them and hopefully bless somebody in that country who might not have been able to afford them otherwise when we go. So, all that to say, take a look around at your house. Even if you're not moving overseas like we are, even if you're not planning on a nomad type lifestyle where you're just permanently traveling, take a look around your house and see, can I maybe clean out some of this? I mean, a closet, go through your clothes, anything like that. And then don't just throw those items away. Find a place to donate them or sell them on, Facebook Marketplace or eBay or whatever. But, let someone else have use of them. Don't be a burden to your kids. When you pass, don't leave them with a whole house to clean out. Don't do that to them. They're already grieving. Clean things out yourself. Give it to who you want it to go to. And just unburden yourself and just enjoy the experience of life. Enjoy the things that you have. And if you're moving like us, look forward to being free. So if you are like us and you're considering traveling overseas for retirement out of a backpack and maybe a small rollerboard or one suitcase, then, take your time. Take your time with decluttering. I started months and months ago, and, I've managed to get rid of quite a lot. Still have a lot more to go, and we still have about 5 months before everything really needs to be gone. So we have some time, and like I said, if we have to, we'll call the veterans with the truck and ask them just to come and get it, and we'll take the tax write-off. But, in the meantime, as stressful as this is, in the middle of a renovation, it still feels good. It feels great. And I know at the end of it, both of us know, at the end of it, we're going to feel free. So I hope that this video spoke to somebody. But, this channel is all about where I'm at right now and what I'm looking at and what my experience is with preparing for retirement. So in any case, if you like this content and if you would like to see more content like this, please like and subscribe, and leave me any comments below, any questions, any suggestions. I'll take any suggestions to make this process easier. But have a wonderful day, and God bless.